Hi there everyone, Life DIY Josie here. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Thrifty Thursday when I do a throwback of one low budget idea every Thursday. These projects will be using this main materials, the mop strings. And to those of you who are following me here in my channel, probably know where they came from. I had a couple of DIY storage or organizers that I will be linking in the upper right hand corner as iCards, as well as in the description box below and as thumbnails towards the end of the video. I have these mop strings left over and I have been asked also what I'm going to do with them. So here are three of the things that you can use these mop strings for. And for the first project, I will be using this white basket with a couple handles that I got at the Dollar Tree. I call it a basket because it's shaped like a basket, but it's a plastic container or bin organizer that you get at the organizer aisle. And sometimes I get lucky, I can find the white ones, but I think during springtime they do have the bright colors like pink or green and blue. But I've seen it also in gray recently, which is very neutral, kind of like this white. So this is how I started off. I'm using one string for now, and then I am starting with the handle, covering it with my mop string. And I'm going to be doing a lot of fast forwarding here, and I'm just going to let you watch me as I do things, because in the interest of time. Next, I'm going to go ahead and cover the other handle. Now it's up to you if you want to do both handles first before you put the first string. So I think that's a lot better probably than what I'm doing right now, but you know, it still works. So what I'm going to do here is, again, like what I've done with the other handle, cover it with the mop string. And I used a couple of strings to cover each one, so two on each handle. And I'm gluing it first on the edge or the edge here, like what I did with the first one, and then I'm wrapping it around. Since I have already this string that I've started with on the top, I am going to go ahead and continue it now that I'm done covering my other handle. And as you can see, I didn't even trim it yet, the string that I tied on the handle, and I'm going to just go ahead and continue it on. Rather than wasting this string, I'm connecting it to the end of that other string, like so. Then I'm going to go ahead and apply all around on the top rim the single string. So as you could see, I have a straight line here, and I'm going to put another strip here of straight line. Okay, so this is where I'm going to connect it. Cut it here. Make sure this is lined up. So on the next rows up to the bottom, I am actually braiding 3 strings together. That way I don't have to apply single strings each time, and plus it adds texture and depth, and it looks more like a woven basket. So what I'm gonna do is just do kind of border here to finish it off, and then that's it. I'll be done. Here's another one that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be using this, and I'm gonna be wrapping it with this. So like I said, I got a ton of them left, but this one I'm not gonna wrap everything. I'm just probably gonna wrap here, the bottom, and then maybe the top. Okay, so this time I'm not gonna do the braiding technique. I will just go ahead and just glue it around. For the third or last project, I am going to be using this medium-sized wire tray or basket that I also got at Dollar Tree, and I'll be putting in the description box the correct measurement of this one. And then I'm just going to be weaving my strings 3 at a time. So I'm going to do the long side first, and I am going to be tying a knot. So I'm putting all these 3 together, tying a knot at the end or at the corner of the long side, and then I'm going to be weaving this through the slots of the wire basket. I will have a total of 9 strings or 3 sets of 3 that I'm going to be tying first on the end, on each opposite end and then I'm going to be weaving them, alternating top or over and under till the end, and then the other one, the one in the middle, or the second set of 3 strings, I will start from the top and then under, so that there'll be some alternation and it looks like a weave basket. I'm gonna tie my knot there. Okay, just making sure I have enough tassel hanging out, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on this other side here. Okay, I've tested it first on the side. Originally I was trying to connect the length. It could, but it's a mess to connect in the middle. So what I've done is kind of like a repeat, only in smaller sections, but I put the knot on the first available one and ended it on the last available one, available line, like this one here. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. I use half of each. So since this is shorter, I figured I could save some materials and cut it in the middle. So I'm cutting it. Okay, so I tried this first because I wanted to be sure it's gonna work, and then I'm going to do this alternating again, kind of like what I did with the long one earlier. So I'm just gonna do the knot here. Sorry if my hands or fingers are blocking the view, but I'll let you see this, that, and then probably put it a little longer, pull it out, and then tighten it. And then I'm gonna do here is over and under and over. Okay, and then I'm gonna just do a knot here. Okay, now I'm gonna be trimming all of them all around because some are really long, and I'm gonna make them as even or same length as possible. So I'm folding some face towels here, and they fit perfectly as well. I think I have 2 deckers there, 2 rows, and voila, here it is. I love how it turned out. I love that this is very useful and handy, and you can use this as a display or, again, as a functional item. Now, if you want to put something solid that wouldn't go through outside, you can also put some kind of cardboard there at the bottom. But since I was just using the towels, then I didn't need to cover the bottom. And here's how I'm propping it up in the bathroom. Here's one last look for all 3 projects. I love how they all turned out. Let me know what's your favorite. So I hope you enjoyed this video, everyone, and I'll see you again next week for another Thrifty Thursday. Bye!